how are you? I hope you all are doing good. Today we are starting a chapter which name is The World of Knowledge. Man is the most intelligent of all the living beings on this earth. He has always been restless and eager to make his living conditions more comfortable. Man is the most intelligent of all the living beings on the earth. जितने भी living beings हैं earth पर, man is the most intelligent among them. Okay, and he has always been restless and eager, having so many questions that how he can make his living condition comfortable. So he has a keen interest to observe of the environment. Observations along with his feelings and emotions gave birth to the numerous experiences. Thus, he gained knowledge every new day. He narrated it to his children and fellow beings. And जब उसको experience के साथ he get knowledge, उसके बाद he can share with his children and fellow beings. They learned it fast, and after many generations, the knowledge grew so much that it was not possible to memorize and narrate it fully. Therefore, the need to preserve knowledge was felt. Necessity is the mother of invention. With the passage of time, man developed the art of drawing, painting and writing. He also developed printing skills. Okay, when experiences इतने ज़्यादा collect हो जाते हैं तो उनको याद करना easy नहीं होता. Okay, so they have to narrate it in pictures, drawing and stories. Now, the story of writing. Paintings found in caves show the starting point of writing. They are pictures of the objects that ancient man came across in his daily life. As he was a hunter, he drew the pictures of animals, people and their ways of living. Gradually, he learned to express his thoughts through pictures. It required more time, so the pictures were simplified and became more symbolic. Different signs or symbols were used for various objects and then for different sounds. Gradually, these signs developed into early alphabets. Okay, इस तरीके से क्या शुरू हुआ? The act of writing. Like पहले क्या थे, अर्ली ह्यूमन बीइंग जो थे वो हंटर्स थे, तो हंटर्स के जो भी सीन होते थे दे डिपिक्ट ऑन द पेंटिंग्स. ओके, तो आप पहले की जो केव्स देखोगे दे आर हैविंग सो मैनी पेंटिंग्स ऑफ द अर्ली ह्यूमन हंटर गैदरर्स. एंड उसके बाद धीरे धीरे ये पेंटिंग्स जो हैं वो कैसे बनती गई, सिंबॉलिक बनती गई. सिंबल्स का यूज़ करने लगे, वेरियस ऑब्जेक्ट्स को एक सिंबल के साथ रिलेट करने लगे और धीरे धीरे इस तरीके से अर्ली अल्फ़ाबेट डिस्कवर हुए. एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ पिक्टोरियल राइटिंग्स हैव बीन अनअर्थन्ड इन द एंशिएंट टॉम्ब ऑफ इजिप्ट. Modern scripts of China, Japan and Korea have evolved from pictorial scripts only. Each character of alphabet in these scripts is a complete word as shown by a picture. Each script has thousands of pictorial symbols, so these are very difficult to read. सबसे पहले ये कैसे पता लगा हमें? द आर्ट ऑफ राइटिंग या आर्ट ऑफ पेंटिंग दैट आर द ऑब्जेक्ट्स फाउंड इन द इजिप्ट. इजिप्ट में जो भी हमें ऑब्जेक्ट्स फाइंड आउट हुई, जो भी हमें ऐसी चीज़ें मिली हैं जहाँ पर एंशिएंट टॉम पर चीज़ें पिक्टोरियल फॉर्म में या पिक्चर की फॉर्म में डिपिक्ट की गई हैं, उनसे हमें पता लगा है कि पहले के जो लोग थे वो प्रॉपर सिंबल्स का किसी भी पिक्चर को या किसी भी इंसिडेंट को शो करने के लिए यूज़ करते थे. इवन अभी तक ये जो सिंबल हैं वो उनको समझना इतना इजी नहीं हो पाया है बिकॉज दे वर वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू रीड. The earliest known script that can be called writing and not pictures was developed by the Sumerian people living in Mesopotamia. Now उसके बाद जो act of writing है, यानी पहले की तरह पिक्चर्स नहीं, हम बात कर रहे हैं एक्ट ऑफ राइटिंग. जैसे अब हम लिखते हैं, एक्ट ऑफ राइटिंग किसने शुरू किया था? द सुमेरियंस. जो पीपल किन को कहा जाता था? मेसोपोटामिया में जो लोग रहते थे दे वर कॉल्ड सुमेरियंस एंड दे हैव स्टार्टेड द एक्ट ऑफ राइटिंग. दे स्क्रैच्ड इमेजेस ऑन एन earthen tablet with the sharp edged knife like tool. Then these tablets were dried in the sun. They also wrote on the bark of the birch tree and on palm leaves. हाउ दे राइट, कैसे लिखते थे वो, अर्थिन मिट्टी के टैबलेट बनाकर उन पर लिखते थे, किसी भी शार्प ऑब्जेक्ट जैसे नाइफ होता है उस तरीके से वो उस पर लिखते थे, फिर उसको धूप में सुखाया जाता था। तो ऐसे हमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें मिली हैं मेसोपोटामिया से, जिससे हमें पता लगा है जो एक्ट ऑफ राइटिंग है वो कहाँ से शुरू हुई थी, मेसोपोटामिया। And they have wrote on palm leaves also and on the birch of trees. Now in the Indian subcontinent, the script used about 4500 years ago by Indus Valley people was also pictorial. Though the writing on the seal is clear, it has not been deciphered as yet. It was followed by Brahmi script. Most modern Indian scripts have been derived from Brahmi. Experts know how to read this script. उसके बाद नेक्स्ट शुरू हुई इंडस वैली पीपल स्क्रिप्ट, एंड दैट वाज आल्सो नॉट डेसिफर्ड, यानी कि अभी तक उसको समझना मुश्किल है। एंड नेक्स्ट स्क्रिप्ट इज ब्रह्मी स्क्रिप्ट, ओनली एक्सपर्ट पीपल कैन रीड दिस स्क्रिप्ट। नाउ द वे और मोड ऑफ राइटिंग हिंदी लैंग्वेज इज कॉल्ड देवनागरी स्क्रिप्ट। Now which script we are using? Devanagari script. We have 18 major languages in India and most of them have their own script. Marathi, Gujarati and Sanskrit languages are also written in Devanagari script like Hindi. English is written in Roman script. We are having 18 languages in India, okay, and all the 18 languages are derived from the Devanagari script. And उसके अलावा English is the language of the foreign country and that was written in the Roman script. Devanagari and several other modern Indian scripts are based on sound, that is pronunciation, where different letters represent different sounds. Now see the chart here. Hindi is written like this and Bengali, Kannada, Punjabi, Gujarati, English. They are having different way of writing, different alphabets are using. Now this is the way of writing. Now the story of numbers. This is the story of the writing. Now we are studying the story of numbers. When man was a hunter, he needed to identify the hunted animals as well as their numbers. So he drew as many animals as he saw. Later he drew one animal and as many dots or symbols around it as the number of animals. When he tamed animals like sheep or cows, he had to count them too. He kept the account of his goods and animals by making marks or notches with a sharp knife on a stick. Sometimes he tied as many knots in a long piece of ropes as the animals. Gradually, he began to use the 10 fingers of his hands to count. The number 10 is an important number as we have 10 fingers. This way of counting was first developed and evolved in India and become common in most languages. So, how the numbers discovered, कैसे numbers की discovery हुई? Numbers like the human early beings, they have to hunt the animals, so they have to count. Like कितने उन्होंने hunt कर लिए हैं. So how they count? क्योंकि पहले के जो लोग थे, they didn't know counting 1, 2, 3, 4, so they have tried the different methods to count the hunted animals. First, they have to draw the dots. Like they have hunt one animal, they have to draw one dot, then second, then three. They are using the dots for the hunted animals. And some of the people, वो क्या करते थे? They have a long rope. उनके पास एक लंबी रस्सी होती थी. They have to tie the knot as the animal they hunt. उसके बाद उन्होंने एनिमल्स को रियर करना, टेम करना शुरू किया. So they have to count them too. तो उसके बाद धीरे धीरे उन्होंने दे हैव टू काउंट ऑन द फिंगर्स लाइक 1, 2, 3 एज वी डू टुडे. सो द नंबर 10 इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज वी आर हैविंग 10 फिंगर्स. इस तरीके से जो वे ऑफ काउंटिंग है वो शुरू हुई. और कहाँ से ये शुरू हुई है? फ्रॉम इंडिया एंड इन द मोस्ट लैंग्वेजेस. उसके बाद धीरे धीरे ये पूरे वर्ल्ड में पॉपुलर हो गई. Even the concept of zero was invented by Indians. the way of counting on hand, okay, like 1 2 3 4, this is also started from India, and the concept of zero, that was also invented by Indians. With this symbol 0, it became easy to write very large numbers as well. Counting and calculation became very easy with the help of 0. This decimal system of numbers reached Arab. The Arabs called these numbers Hinsa, and Hinsa means of India. The Indian numbers reached Europe through Arab traders and were called Indo-Arabic numbers. Later on, Indo-Arabic numbers traveled to the whole world and are called as international numbers. See, first we have counted as 10, okay, because we are having 10 fingers. Uske baad the concept of 0 was invented and we have started using the 0 for counting the whole large number, okay. With the help of 0, ज़्यादा जो बड़ा नंबर लिखना होता है उसको कैलकुलेट करना और काउंट करना वो ईजी हो जाता है, एंड दिस number of system is called the हिंसा. द अरब पीपल कॉल्ड इट हिंसा. और उसके बाद धीरे धीरे द डेसिमल का कंसेप्ट इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ, देन इट इज़ कॉल्ड इंडो अरेबिक कंसेप्ट, और धीरे धीरे पूरे वर्ल्ड में स्प्रेड हो गया विद द नेम ऑफ इंटरनेशनल नंबर्स. द ओरिजिन ऑफ इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज इज ग्रीक एंड लैटिन. द लैटिन इज रिटन इन रोमन स्क्रिप्ट. Romans use 7 letters of their alphabets to write numbers. See, there is two languages to write the numbers, that is Greek and Latin. Latin is used the Roman script. Romans used this type of 7 letters to write the number like 1, 5, 10, 50, 100, 500 and 1000. They use the alphabet to write the numbers. But calculations with these symbols is nearly impossible. So, Indo-Arabic numbers were accepted in English language and come to be called English numbers. With the use of Roman language, it is more difficult to write the numbers. So, हमने कौन सी adopt किए हैं number? English number, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 जो भी हम लिखते हैं. Now, see the table where we have written numbers 1 to 10. In different languages, how we write in Hindi, in Odia, Gujarati, Kannada, Tamil, Bengali, Marathi, Punjabi, Urdu and English. How we can write from 1 to 10. In present times, complicated calculations are done by calculators and computers. और आज के time पर we are having calculators to calculate the large numbers. Now, story of paper. The ancient time, the bark of birch tree and leaves of palm tree were used as paper, but paper was first invented in Egypt. The word paper comes from papyrus, a kind of reed growing along the Nile Delta. A thin screen of reed scripts was prepared and pressed hard to make paper. Later on, paper was made in China from crushed rags, jute, hemp, straw and bamboo. Now, paper is made from softwood pulp. This pulp is flattened and pressed hard to charge it into paper. We now have many kinds of paper, the inexpensive newsprint and shiny paper, bamboo paper, etc. for different purposes. See, this is a paper making machine, okay? So, in the ancient time, people used the bark of birch tree or the palm trees to write anything, okay, as a paper. उसके बाद धीरे धीरे paper was invented in Egypt. There they called the paper as papyrus. And किससे बनता था ये? Reed growing along the Nile Delta. Reed को flattened and press करके एक paper की form में thin sheet of paper prepare किया जाता था. After that, paper was made in China from crushed rugs, jute, hemp, straw and bamboo. Now, paper is made from the soft wood pulp. This pulp is flattened and pressed with the help of a machine and the paper can be produced. Now, many kind of papers we are having like inexpensive newsprint, shiny paper, bamboo paper, photo print paper. So many type of paper are used for different purposes. Now, the art of printing. Earlier, books were written by hand, so they were very expensive as much time was spent by the copywriter. So, only a very few rich could afford them. पहले की जो books थी, they were only handwritten. So, they were very expensive. जो rich people थे, they can buy only. Okay. Now printing referred to prepare more and more copies of books in less time. Now printing machines were used to print any paper or any type of block or any type of cloth to print. They are using the printing machines. The Chinese were the first to print books. Pictures and words were carved on the surface of blocks of wood, and ink was put on these blocks and printed on paper. In the 15th century, John Gutenberg of Germany printed Bible on sheepskin. He have printed on sheepskin. Okay. He made separate letter types of lead metal. The letter type was set into words, lines and pages within a frame. Ink had to be applied on the types and then it was pressed by hand onto a piece of smooth surface. Once set and printed, the pages were broken up, letters reset and reused to print other pages. Gutenberg's invention of letterpress was a revolution in the method of preserving and spreading knowledge. Gradually, the quality of printing improved. In the present times, new and fast method of printing have been developed. The matter to be printed is first typed and corrected on a word processing computer. Sample prints are taken out, a photo plate is made and printed on offset press is multicolor. पहले क्या होता था? Earlier people use block of the wood to print anything. Okay, they have to draw the picture on the block or the symbol on the block. They have to put the color in it and they have to draw on the cloth or the piece of palm or the piece of paper. धीरे धीरे they have printed machine and now we are having a fast and new printing machine with the help of which we can write, we can type any type of, we can print any type of print on the clothes, on the paper and so on. Now simple prints are taken out, a photo plate is made and printed on offset press in multicolor. Now we are using printer, we are having a big printers. With the help of computer we can color out it and we can take it black and white. Now books are easily available to common man. Now a book of thousands of pages can be composed and stored on a microfilm which may be kept in your pocket. और अब हमारे पास books हैं जिसमें thousands of pages होते हैं, एक microfilm में उसको convert करके इतना compact हो जाता है, we can put it in our own pocket. At the press of a button you can read any page of it on a computer screen. Now we can having e-books. Okay, with the help of computer, with the help of a key we can go to any page of that book on the computer screen and we can read it. Now a script and books for the blind. Louis Braille, a blind Frenchman, invented a script for the blind in 1820. Louis Braille, he has invented a script for the blind people that were called Braille script in 1820. And the letters are formed of dots which are deeply engraved on a paper with the pin. See, this type of Braille script is used for blind people. Dots are engraved on the piece of paper and with the help of a pin or with the help of a needle. Okay, the blind can read and the text by touching the raised letter on other side with his fingers. Or blind people, they can touch the alphabet or number or script and they can read it by feeling it easily. And with training and practice, the blind can read books fast in Braille. Thus, they can compete with normal people in learning and working. Now books are also recorded in audio cassettes and are heard on a tape recorder. These audio cassettes are also called talking books. Okay, one we are having Braille script that we can use, we can write, we can feel the numbers engraved on a piece of paper and we can understand it. Now we are having audio cassette. These are called talking books in which we can listen any of the subject, any of the story and we can complete, yani blind people can complete with the normal people. Next is importance of literacy. Knowledge is the greatest power on earth. Literate people can understand the new techniques and uses them to earn money. They can prevent disease and maintain their health. They can improve their ways of thinking, speaking and behavior. They can understand their culture and ways of living. They are able to decide what is good and what is bad. Therefore, it is said that knowledge is power. Literate people have a big role in the progress of their country also. Knowledge, everybody know, knowledge is the greatest power on earth. और लिटरेट पीपल यानी कि जो पढ़े लिखे पीपल होते हैं वो इजीली न्यू टेक्निक्स को समझ सकते हैं, जॉब कर सकते हैं और इजीली किसी भी न्यू इन्वेंशन को, न्यू डिस्कवरी को वो परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं. दे कैन प्रिवेंट डिजीज एंड मेंटेन देयर हेल्थ बिकॉज दे कैन रीड एंड दे कैन अंडरस्टैंड द हेल्थ कंसेप्ट. They can improve their ways of thinking, speaking and behavior. Only जो literate people हैं, they are having a big role in the progress of their country. Now here is a classroom activity. Answer in one word. First is, what is India's contribution to the story of numbers? इंडिया का क्या कंट्रीब्यूशन रहा है नंबर्स की डिस्कवरी में. ओके, ये आप पढ़ चुके हैं तो खुद करेंगे आप. I hope बच्चों you have understood the chapter. You have to learn it once again. You have to read it once again and do the exercise yourself.